Good morning again from Tom in Scotland. Yeah, I believe I've got so much to share with you all. You know how I'm always talking about believe in yourself, have faith in yourself, and we always have a choice. Right, what I'm going to do just now, I'm going to take you back in time, in my time, to 6 years ago, right? Now, 6 years ago, oh, good morning, DJ. Nice to see you. Yeah, 6 years ago, I went to see the doctor. I had like a lump here, and under my skin on my jawline. I went to see the doctor. They referred me to the hospital, and they diagnosed that I had a cancerous tumour, right? So, yeah, there we go. It's not going to end up a bad story. Everything ends up good, but I need to take you through the whole story to let you understand what I mean when I say about believing and having faith in God and believing in God too. And obviously we have the choice, right? So when I was diagnosed with this, I've never been a worrier in my life, never. My nature, I don't worry about anything really, unless it need to really be bad. So I said to the doctor, I said, okay, I says, what happens next? Where do we go from here? And he says, well, Tom, I need to investigate further on this. What I need to do is put you through a series of tests. I'm going to put you in for a scope with a camera going right down into your tummy. Take photos in there, make sure, take samples from there, make sure it's okay. Because he said to me right away, he says, this tumour right here is not the source of your cancer. This man is the top in his field. He's a Mr. Kang, the surgeon, here close to where I stay. He says, Tom, we need to find the source of this, So I went through months and maybe 2.5 months. I went for every test under the sun, right? The camera went down, took samples. They went under the MRI scan. They pumped this liquid through my veins and it lit my body up inside. And they took section photos right down my body. Nothing to be found, And when I went back and the results after 2 weeks, they say, no, nothing. What I want you to do now, Tommy says, is to come into the hospital. I need to, there's places that the cancer can hide, right? It can hide in your body. And it says one of the places is in your mouth, in your tongue, because these MRI scans don't detect cancer in your tongue or in your tonsil. So he says, I'm going to take one of your tonsils out and I'm going to take a slice off the back of your tongue. I says, okay, go ahead. If we need to find out where we go from here. So they done that. It was another 2 or 3 weeks. They sliced up these sections and put them into a place in Edinburgh, I think it was, a laboratory where they went under examination for cancer and no cancer to be found. So that was everything. The only thing that was left was this tumour. So I said to him, I says, well, what happens now? He says, well, I'll get you in for this operation now, Tom. He didn't say anything to me at the time. He just told me, I says, what's involved? He said, we cut your throat from here right round to there. We throw the skin up, and then if one little mistake with the knife, if I touch on a nerve, you could end up with your mouth going down to the side, not being able to talk, and maybe some other things that happen. And all your saliva glands, it says, I'm going to take some of them out when I'm in this side. Get rid of them too in case there's any cancer there. So, okay. Right, I'm smiling. Right, I said to him, okay, let's go ahead for it. So I went in this morning, a Friday morning, and I was lying in the trolley from 8 o'clock till about 11:30 watching a television down in the theatre prep area. And I was sitting saying, where, am I going to get this operation today? Anyway, it happened about 11:30. They came, wheeled me up into the prep area where they injected whatever they do, for to conk you out. Before I'd done that, I saw Mr. Kang through a small window. He was all prepped up with his white hat on, his operating stuff, and he waved through the window. And that was the last thing I remembered. The man waving to me, and I waved back, and I conked out. When I wakened up, I went in at 11:30. I wakened up about 6:30 in the evening. The operation took about 5.5 hours, right? He took it away, and that was a Friday night. And the Saturday morning, he made a point of coming round to see me in the ward in the hospital. And he looked at me and he examined the blood vessel. He left a thing on a pouch to catch any blood. He says, right, Tom, he says, you can go home. The operation was a complete success. You can go home now, right? So I went away home, and he says, you'll be coming back to the hospital, of course, for 5 years, getting checkups every so often, to do, right? I says, that's fine. And he said, before that, he says, I'm going to tell you what would need to happen now that you've had the operation. You need to have chemotherapy and radiotherapy, right? This is a must, so that it doesn't come back again, right? So this is where I have to make a choice, a life-changing choice. And I said to myself, right, okay, I'm listening to the man. He says, what will happen is you've no saliva glands on this side, your throat will close in, you'll not be able to enjoy your food, you won't be able to go out in the sun, you'll need to keep covered up if you do go out, and you'll need to get all your teeth out. It says, because the gangrene will set in there if you don't. I said, well, Mr. Kang, I'm refusing to take any treatment. Okay? I don't want any treatment. I want the quality of life. It doesn't matter what time I've got left on earth. I'm going to enjoy the quality of my life. Now that was a big thing. I had to choose to do that and to say that to this man, right? Nobody's ever done that before, Tom. But he says, I'm going to tell you something right now. You know how I was hunting all over for the main source of your cancer? It says, your body has healed itself. There are only 2 people in his time that he has been in that line of business that they have healed themselves. And I was one of these people. I cured myself because I suppose of my mindset, my nature, everything. I didn't worry about things, right? This is quite hard for me, but I need to share this with you. to let you understand, right? So it's all about choices, and that's the choice I made. I went for 5 years, every month to get a check-up, scopes down, looking for any signs of any return. No return, no return, no return. Right to the end of the 5 years, and it says, Tom, you're completely clear. So you were right enough not to take the treatment. It says, but it was a brave thing you done. A brave decision, right? So I did. I made the right decision. But maybe if it had been the wrong decision, I was thinking, and it came back again, then I could always ask for help then. I could do something the next day. That's the way I was looking at it. So that is my choice, right? So after all that time, 3 years ago, I never had any problems in my whole life. 3 years ago, I had a stroke, and I'm still laughing. I'm still positive. I had a stroke. I think most of you know now about that. That was the time it affected my eyes. I can't see properly at all. Sometimes I can't read, even who's there or who's putting in comments. Okay, until after, then I can go back and answer them. Right, so I had that stroke, and the stroke never affected me that I couldn't talk, like my mouth away down like this, and my arm paralyzed, right, and my legs, I couldn't walk. So I was so happy that I had the stroke and it only affected my eyes. But your eyes are very important too, everybody knows that. Right, so I just want to pass through this quickly so that you all know a bit of the story of this is only the tail end of things, right? I worked since I was 14 years old, 1954. I started work away from school with no scholarship, nothing. Just walked out of school, went into an apprenticeship as a carpenter, served my 5 years as a carpenter, and then I earned my living as that, a joiner, as we call ourselves. Up until, I've been on the internet so many years too, about 20 years, but I never went into any depth in the internet, right? I didn't know how to send things. I didn't know what to do to share stuff, everything, right? And then one day on the internet, a man he looked through the internet this man, and he saw my photo, and he looked and he said, there are no mutual friends in this person here. He's looking at my photo, and that man could see my value. And what I want to tell you today is, I'm so amazed at how somebody could do that and see the value in me. And this man's name is Robert Brooker. He's still a friend of mine today. After 7 months, we've seen each other every day, for an hour every day, and we talk every day. The first time I met him, he sent me a big message, a private message, introducing himself. Such a wise man, such kind and a loving man, right? This man is exceptional, awesome. And this man, he saw my value and he guided me along in a way that I was resigning myself to, just to finish up. There was nothing else left for me. Nothing. I was just an old pensioner, retired, so I was settling into my rocking chair. But this man, Robert Brooker, he inspired me so much and gave me the purpose. He could see my nature was so I had the natural ability, right? He could see that. But he pointed me, directed me, and I took the next step, which I've been telling everybody to do, to always take the step forward. And one day, the things happen every day because I make myself available to people, if you like. Every morning I go out. Every day of my life I've always said to myself, who can I help today? And by saying that, it's a small target, right? But it's a very important one. When I go out, I say good morning to everybody. I say, how are you today? Look at the weather. Do you think it's going to be good? And before you know where you are, I start talking to them and getting to know their life story. And, it's a happy thing, a good target to have. And if everybody could make that target, my goodness, what life would be like. I've helped so many people. And as I say, I worked right up to about 7 months ago. So I've been working about 60 odd years of my life, easy. 68 years or something. When I retired, a friend of mine had a business, a grass cutting business, and he asked me if I'd like to go out with him. I said, sure, but I've been off work for 6 months. I says, I don't even know if I could stand up for 8 hours. Never mind work. Anyway, I worked, I went, I done it, and I was walking roughly 20 mile every week behind a grass cutting machine and exercising, getting the fresh air, doing things. So I felt so good. And then up to about 7 months ago when I met Robert Brooker, and he became a good friend of mine and guided me. I met him. Up until then, I had my legs started giving way, one of my legs. So I went to the doctors and I seen the doctor and he said, you'll need to wait maybe 3 months to get massaging and stuff for a physiotherapy. I said, okay. And I went into this local shop and I met this man. I picked up a paper and I went towards the counter and I looked closely. It was the wrong paper. So I put it back down and I went to get the right paper. This is because of my eyesight. And I put it in the counter and I put some money down. He says, listen, that's not the right money you've put down there. I says, oh, sorry, it's my eyesight, He says, I was watching you there. He says, I've got the same problem. I had that problem myself. So I got to know, I ended up talking to this man for an hour in the shop, a complete stranger. But before we left, I told him I stayed not far away from where he stayed, and I walked round past his house every day. He says, go in, Tom, come into my house. So that was an opportunity that nobody would believe. I couldn't even start to tell you this story because it'll take too long, right? Excuse me. It's a life-changing story. It could have been, right? But I've decided to stay where I am in my life. I'm a simple man. I'm a truthful man. I know myself. I love myself. And I believe everybody needs to do that, to love themselves. Now, there are a lot of people like me on the internet. And I'm going to say a few names here, right? People that inspired me through Robert Brooker, right? He pointed me in the direction of these people. I went and looked at them and listened to them. They're talking about business. They've got big, big followers. In their group, they're keeping, people are piling in every day, and these people are dedicating themselves, right? Absolutely dedicating themselves to what they're doing in here. And I was watching them, and I could see that these people had something in common with me. And you know what that was? These people are givers. These people give their time, they give their attention, they give their help to people, right? To push them on in life and to give them what they're looking for. But these people need to take that step forward. Right, I'm going to say a few names now. Right, Akuchi is one person. Prosper from Australia is another person. Bradley Chapman is another person, right? And, you know, there's so many others that I could mention here. My God, there's so many other people. I'm a good judge of character, and when I meet people, I can generally tell how they'll be. And there's one young man as well. He impressed me so much. Yeah, Ernest. Ernest is his name, and he's got his own group too, right? Ernest has got warriors in the garden. You know, all these people that I've got to know, they're all on my friends list, right? But I don't get a chance to talk to them. I know they're busy people, but from afar, I admire and respect these people so much because they're giving love every day to people the same as myself, because these people all already love themselves and they know the value that they have to other people. I'm keeping going on and on here, but I need to tell, it's only a short story. It seems to be going on. Right? But anyway, okay. So during my lifetime, I got the opportunity as well. I chose to do my own business. It was a multimillionaire man that gave me the opportunity. I took it and I ran my own business. I employed 10 men. I was building houses. My God, I was making so much money. I had to work 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day, right? No time to spend money, no time to do nothing. So as I said before, I wasn't used with that at all, but I done it. And I said to myself, you know, Thomas, I'll need to start spending some money here. Some people maybe gamble all the money away, other people drink it and whatever. I wanted to spend it to travel and to meet other people. So I done that and I enjoyed it so much, right? Now, what I'm going to tell you about people, I'm going to mention one man's name especially, Bradley, right? Bradley Chapman. That man must have at least 5,000 people that follow him, okay? You know what? I've got 60 people that are my friends, and I follow them and they follow me, okay? Right, so I manage my time with them quite comfortably, but I found my value in myself now. I know my direction. I've chosen it to go this direction on the internet, right? Because there's room for everybody in the internet. Not only the Bradley Chapmans, the Coochies, you know, Ernest, everybody that's there. And even, you know, the bathrobe mornings with bathrobe. There's so many people I could mention, right? It's inspired me. These people are all loving and kind people. And I know, listen, Bradley, I know how much effort you put in because I ran my own business too. And people, I hope they recognise the amount of time and effort that you put in to do your show every day and to be with them and to guide people and to give them a purpose in their life as well as in your life. You give yourself the purpose, Bradley, and you're certainly doing that. You're going to have a show now, I know, in London. My God, I've got to salute you, Bradley, for all the effort that you've put in making life better for all these people. Now, only yesterday, right, I met a lady commented on my video, right, and she said to me, Tom, she said, I'm so amazed at you. I want to interview you. I said, I've never met this lady in my life. Who is this? This lady is a friend of Bradley, and her name, I know she'll not mind me saying her name anyway. Her name is Mary, right? Mary Paul. What an inspiration. I've only talked to her for 10 minutes, right? And another person on my list yesterday surprised me with putting value onto me. Her name is DJ. She asked me to join in a group. If I'd be delighted, I said. I was so surprised. It made me feel so good. And this lady, Mary Paul, I'm going to have a lot of time with this lady. She's inspired my fire that's underneath. She's waving a fan on it, and it's roaring into a bonfire. My God, I've hardly even talked to the lady yet. And the people on my friends list are the same. So why is an old fart like me on the internet? Because there's a place for me here. There's a place for everybody on the internet. Not just for the high flyers, which I admire so much. Yeah. This lady's going to that big conference meeting. She stays in London, and Bradley's down there too. So he's holding this. And she said to me yesterday, without even talking to me yet, she says, Tom, I want to take you up on that stage. I said, what? Couldn't believe it. And that was just by me taking a step. A small right. I made my first public speaking live video about 3 months ago, right? And another lady had noticed me, and her name was Denise Phillips. And she messaged me and said to me, Tom, I'm so inspired by you doing this live video. I've decided to start a new group. I says, what? I hadn't even met a lady again. And she's took me at my value. She sees my worth, right? She saw me at what I was worth. And she said, I want you to be the manager of this group. I said, but I've never been a manager. She says, you'll be the manager of this group, Tom. And she said, if you need any assistance, you'll employ somebody to be assistant man. I've done that. Assistant manager, I'm calling this lady, right? Because she's so much value to me as well. And we have a story to tell, a different story again, which would amaze lots of people. This lady's name is Abigail, and the name of the group is Bringing the Old Souls into Facebook. I'm a manager there. So yeah, right. I'm a manager of this group because of Denise Phillips. But I'm running a group of people, right? The same as all these people that I've mentioned, but they're doing it in a bigger scale. I know that. So, yeah, I hope nobody's fell asleep yet. Okay, I'll need to stop and hope that I've gave you enough information, right? Just the background info. It's only a small part of my life. I've so much more to tell you, so much more to give and to offer to people that are my friends. And this lady that came to me yesterday and said this to me about a friend of Bradley. She was going to Bradley's thing in London, and it's special people that's invited onto the stage with Bradley. And she said to me, Tom, I'll need to talk to Bradley and see if I can get you to be on the stage with me. I said, what? My God, I'm so happy. And as I said, this lady's waving the fan on my fire and making it into a bonfire. I tell you. And people that's on my friend list have surprised me every day. And that lady DJ, it was so kind of her to invite me into the group that she's in there. And I accepted it wholeheartedly. So yeah, what I'm going to say is, again, I say every time, believe in yourself and believe in God. Have faith in yourself and faith in God, and always love. Give love as much as you can. Respect people and have a code of practice. When you don't just go onto Facebook and add 200 people, right, and say, that's it, okay. Oh, look at me, I've got 200 people. You need to show kindness and respect and earn people's trust. That's what the internet's all about. It's not about big numbers, but there are big numbers following people like Bradley there because he's dedicated into what he's doing. And I wouldn't have met this lady if it wasn't for through Bradley. Because I've got Bradley on my friends list too, and I've got Akuchi, I've got so many people that are important to other people on the internet, right? And this man, Ernest, is a young man too, which I admire so much. He teaches Tai Chi, but he gives so much love. And that's what I want to do too. And the man that inspired it all was Robert Brooker. Thank you, Robert. And I'll say good morning to everybody. Wow.